Hi, so I'm making this video really because we took the ITIWIT canoe away. If you own one of these, you'll know it's a fantastic piece of kit. Really enjoyed it. We went away, we were in the sea around Anglesey. It was absolutely fantastic, but now I've got back, I want to check it out, clean it up, make sure there's no damage from the shingle that we were on, any sand that's got inside around the bladders on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to partially inflate it, take it to pieces, clean it all up, put it back together again. Hopefully that shouldn't be too difficult, so we'll see. Okay, that's partially inflated. I don't want to blow it right the way up because I'm only checking it out. Anyway, I'm going to be taking it to pieces. So it's been in salt water, so it's going to need rinsing off, cleaning up with fresh water just to get rid of all of that. But my main concern, like I said, is there was a lot of little bits of grit and stuff like that, and I just want to make sure there's not too much of that. I noticed that when we were out at sea, it shipped quite a lot of water, which we emptied out through the bung at the end, but I guess with that came quite a lot of stuff, so let's check that out. Now it's fairly straightforward. It's got little velcro straps to get the bottom panel out, and it's got zips down here to get the side bladders out, but also you've got to take the valves. I've got a little twisty bit on them, so once I take that off, it'll gradually go down. Well, it'll go down quite fast at first, but there'll still be enough air in it so that it's got a bit of a shape to it. Then it's just a question of unzipping all the way along, and we'll have the bladders out and just check them out. So as you can see, that's the zip, goes right the way along, all the way to the other end. That's the valve. Now when I undo that, that's the top bit that you take out normally to deflate it. But there's also that bit there that sort of holds it to the material. So we'll take that out, and then I can unzip that all the way along to the other end. Got some Velcro pads, and that there is one of the side bladders. Be a good idea not to pump that up very much at all once it's out of the material, because that's what constricts it. It's a bit like if you blew up a bicycle in a tube without the tyre around it, it will just keep going and going and going until it bursts, and we don't want that. So let's just inflate it a little bit and I'll have a look. Going to clean it all off, get it nice and dry. Just check for any bumps and scrapes as I go. That looks pretty good. No damage there. That's good. I'll leave that one for now. Now inside, which was my main concern, I actually can't see any grit at all in there, just water. So I'll dry that one out, do the same with the other side. All looks good on that side as well. the centre one, which comes off again with Velcro. That is pretty grubby. Looks in good condition though. Yeah, that's good. Pleased with that. So, now we've got the covers. Clean up the Velcro, wash them all off with a hose, hang them out to dry, and get all this grit out of here. None of it's actually made it inside this bag, which is great, but it definitely needs cleaning up, turning inside out and cleaning up. So I'm going to get on with that. That can sit there to dry for a while, and we'll put it all back together. So I'm putting this in with it partially inflated. We don't want to get any twists in it. I want to make sure everything goes in nicely into the corners. Obviously the valve needs to match up with the hole. Sounds like a silly mistake to make, but I just did it. So we need to make sure it's the right way around. goes back on just to hold it in the right place for the material. Now I'll just inflate it up, make sure everything is tucked into the corners. As you can see, that's all a bit rucked up and wonky. So we'll move it around a little bit. Okay, that's all good. It's nice and even now. So, shove it right in there. It only goes one way round, so that all the valves are together at the back, like they were when you got it. And then all these straps match up again. We'll leave them for the minute until I've got the side bladders in. Again, these go in one way round. But this one's going to be on this side, so that when you're filling it up, it's the right way round. Now that all seems pretty good. All lovely and even. No twists in it. Excellent. And same with the other side. Okay, that feels a bit weird there, like it's got a bit of a twist in it around the valve. Kind of expected that really, so let's find out what's going on. Yeah, it's got all creases in it around here. So let's sort that out. Better. Right. Now everything's in the right place. We'll do those straps at the bottom. So I'll just let some air out of it first to do that. I'll make sure the valves are all nice and clean. It all goes back and everything works. And pump it right up.
Okay, give the outside a bit of a sponge off and I'm done. I find it cleans really well. As I said at the beginning, this was more of a peace of mind thing really, because I was worried that there was grit and bits and bobs in the bottom of it. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought, nothing like. There's a little bit of sand in the bottom, but nothing that's going to hurt it, so no. It's a brilliant thing, it is. It's really great. I think it's really well designed. Goes really well on the sea. Yeah, really easy to look after. Right. Something we did notice. This is where the fins go in. There's 3 fins, one there and 2 there. Now, what we noticed was when you're using it on a beach, you get sand all in here, and it was really difficult to get the fins in, and just as difficult to push them out. What we found was if you get the pump, 2 of you, one of you directs the nozzle round while the other one gives it a good pump, you can blow all the sand out. Just a bit of a tip there. But yeah, they're good. Didn't lose anything, so just going to clean the bottom. These are the 3 fins or skegs, depends what you want to call them. Just want to give them a bit of a wash off. There's no real damage on them, but when you're putting it down on a beach, you never know. There might be sharp bits, and bearing in mind I know they go in a pocket in the front of the bag quite nicely, but if there's sharp bits, you don't really want them getting to the boat. So, just going to check them out. Sometimes at the end of a long day, you just sort of wrap it up, chuck it in the back of the car, and worry about it tomorrow. If you like me, that is. Well, something I didn't talk about was the seats. I've cleaned them all up, dried them all off. Really good seats, really comfortable, great back support. You can adjust them how you like. Comes with 3. We only needed 2 because there's only 2 of us. Whip the middle one out. We've got a spare then anyway. If there was a problem with this, we've got a spare. But yeah, what I like about them is they fold up, and you can fold the whole thing up with the seats inside it. That's a really good idea. So it's sort of all there, ready to go when you're ready. Yeah, I like them. Really comfortable. Going to roll it up towards the valves so that all the air comes out through the valves as I'm doing it. There's only one important thing to think about as you're doing it, and we'll get to that in just a second.
that is where the fins go in, the skegs, fins. Just make sure that when you're doing it, they're flat. You're not trying to, so that's not there around the curve, because this is all glued in. I'm sure it's really robust, but let's just make sure they're all nice and flat. Last one is on the bottom, so everything's nice and flat now, and that's good. Bag. I don't like to roll it too tight because there's no need for it. Nothing else is going in the bag. The pump's going on the outside of the bag eventually. Got the skegs in there. They're important, don't leave them out. Good to play for another day. Thanks for watching. If you want to have a look at the trips that we did, they'll be on the link at the end. But it's really brilliant. Get yourself one. I love it. Thanks a lot.